In the previous lecture of adsorption and colloids, we can discuss the points like catalysis. A catalyst is a substance which, when added to reacting systems, increases the rate of a reaction without itself undergoing any permanent chemical changes, is called as a catalyst. It is again divided into two types. Number one, homogeneous catalysis. Second one will be a heterogeneous catalysis. Homogeneous means similar, hetero means different. That means when the reactant and catalyst are in the same phase, it is said to be homogeneous catalysis. For example, here oxidation of sulfur dioxide to oxidation of sulfur trioxide. Here nitric oxide used as a catalyst. Here both reactant SO2O2 and catalyst and nitric oxide are always present in gaseous state. Examples of hydrolysis of sugar is catalyzed by H plus ions furnished by sulfuric acid. Here all reactant and catalyst are in the same solution phase. Second one, heterogeneous catalysis. When reactant and catalyst are in the different phase, it is said to be homogeneous catalysis. It is called as a heterogeneous catalysis. Examples are oxidation of SO2 to SO3. Here platinum acts as a catalyst. Here reactant SO2 is in gaseous state. Platinum is in solid state. Another example will be formation of ammonia from reactants like nitrogen, hydrogen. Here both reactants, nitrogen, hydrogen, always present in gaseous state. Catalyst is in solid state. Here K2O, Al2O3 act as a promoter. Last example will be hydrogenation of vegetable oil, which can contain carbon-carbon single bond. Nickel act as a catalyst, which always present in solid state to form a vegetable ghee. It can contain carbon-carbon single bond. In automobile catalytic converters, in automobile exhaust, large number of air pollutants such as carbon monoxide, nitric oxide are present. The catalytic converter transforms the air pollutants into carbon dioxide, water, nitrogen, and oxygen. The catalyst is poisoned by adsorption of lead. The automobiles with catalytic converter require unleaded petrol. Today, I will discuss the points inhibitors. What is means by inhibitors? Next one, adsorption theory of heterogeneous catalysis. Important features of solid catalyst. Number one is catalytic activity. Second one, catalytic selectivity. Third one, self-selective catalysis by zeolites. What is means by zeolites? Colloids. What are the examples of colloids? So first of all, I will discuss inhibitors. Inhibitors are substances those decrease rate of chemical reaction. For example, decomposition of hydrogen peroxide. Here H2O2 is a hydrogen peroxide. 2 molecules of hydrogen peroxide decompose to form a water and oxygen. The reaction is inhibited by addition of dilute acid or glycerol. Those are inhibitors. Second, chloroform was once used as an anesthetic. It can form poisonous substance carbonyl chloride by air oxidation. That means 4 molecules of chloroform react with 3 molecules of oxygen. That is, oxidation takes place and to form a 4 molecules of carbonyl chloride, 2 molecules of water, and 2 molecules of chlorine. Here, this formation of carbonyl chloride is suppressed when we can add 2% ethanol due to that chloroform. So here, ethanol acts as a inhibitor and retards the above reaction. Next point will be adsorption theory of heterogeneous catalysis. The catalytic action occurs on the surface of a catalyst. The mechanism involves 5 steps. Number 1, diffusion of reactant towards the surface of the catalyst. Second one, adsorption of reactant molecules on the surface of the catalyst. Third one, occurrence of chemical reaction on the surface of catalyst and formation of intermediate. Fourth one, formation of product. Fifth one, desorption of reaction product from the catalyst surface. Products leave catalyst surface. The steps involved as shown as follow: diffusion, adsorption, formation of intermediate, formation of product, and last one will be a desorption. Next point will be important features of the catalyst. Number 1 will be a catalytic activity. This catalytic activity always depends upon strength of chemisorption to a large extent. If large number of reactant molecules, gas or liquid, are strongly adsorbed on the surface of solid catalyst, the catalyst is said to be active. The adsorption of reactant molecule on the surface, that is the bond formed between adsorbate and adsorbent surface, should not be strong. That means it has been found that D-block metals such as iron, vanadium, chromium are strongly active towards oxygen, acetylene, ethylene, carbon monoxide, hydrogen, carbon dioxide, and nitrogen. Manganese and copper are unable to adsorb nitrogen and carbon dioxide. The metals magnesium and lithium adsorb oxygen. Second point will be a catalytic selectivity. The ability of a catalyst to direct a reaction to yield particular product excluding others. Some solid catalysts are selective in their action. The same gaseous reactant produce different products when different catalysts are used. For example, the gaseous ethylene and oxygen react to produce two different products with a different catalysis. Number 1, oxidation of ethylene. 1 molecules of ethylene react with 1 molecules of oxygen in presence of palladium and alumina. It can form acetaldehyde. That means here palladium acts as a catalyst. But same chemical reaction, oxidation of ethylene in presence of catalyst silver and alumina, it can form a ethylene oxide. That means here we can use two different catalysts. Into first, palladium used as a catalyst, oxidation of ethylene to form acetaldehyde. In second chemical reaction, here gives a catalyst silver in presence of alumina, oxidation of ethylene to form ethylene oxide. Second one will be the gaseous carbon monoxide and hydrogen produce different products by using different catalysts. That means first, here hydrogenation of carbon monoxide, catalyst nickel form a methane as well as H2. Second, same reactants, carbon monoxide, hydrogen addition, catalysts only use copper, zinc oxide, chromium oxide form a methyl alcohol. Third one will be a selective catalysis by zeolites. What is means by zeolites? Zeolites are alumina silicates with a 3-dimensional network of silicates. Some silicon atoms in this network are replaced by aluminum atoms and gives a aluminium dash oxygen dash silicon framework. This results in micropore structure. The reactions in zeolites are depends upon size and shape of reactant or product, also on porous and cavities of zeolites. Therefore, zeolites are shape selective catalysts. In petroleum industry, zeolite catalyst ZSM-sulfur convert alcohol directly to gasoline, petrol by dehydration, which gives a mixture of hydrocarbons. Next one will be colloids. What is means by colloids? A number of substances we use in our day-to-day life are colloids. For example, milk, butter, jelly, whipped cream, mayonnaise. Colloids chemistry is the chemistry of everyday life. Knowledge of colloid chemistry is essential for understanding many materials like cement, bricks, pottery, porcelain, glass, enamel, oils, lacquers, paper, textiles, filaments, crayons, inks, road construction materials. In many daily processes like cooking, washing, dyeing, painting, ore flotation, water purification, sewage disposal, smoke prevention, photography, pharmacy, use of colloids is very important. Colloids are heterogeneous mixture. Hetero means different. That means here size of particles will be a different. The component of colloid present in the larger proportion is called a dispersion medium, and the other components are called a dispersed phase. The particles of the dispersed phase are larger than the size of a molecule and smaller than particles which we can see with naked eyes. For example, observe the formation of solution of salt and water. Salt dissolve completely in water and form a homogeneous system. On the other hand, ground coffee or tea leaves with milk suspension, we observe large group of systems called dispersions or colloids. Difference between solution and colloids. Solute particles with a diameter in the range 0.1 to 2 nanometer. Size of particle is 2 to 500 nanometer. Solutions are transparent and colored and do not separate on standing. They are translucent to light and do not separate on standing. Some examples of colloids like some examples of phenomenon observed in our daily life which are understood in terms of colloids. Number one, blue color of the sky. The sky appears blue to us because minute dust particles along with minute water droplets gets dispersed in air, scatter blue light which reaches our eyes. Second one, blood. It is a colloidal dispersion of plasma proteins and antibodies in water. At the same time, blood is also a suspension of blood cells and platelets in water. Third one, soils. Fertile soils are colloidal in nature, where humus act as a protective colloid. Soil absorbs moisture and nourishing materials due to its colloidal nature. Fourth one will be an example: fog, mist, and rain. Mist is caused by small droplets of water dispersed in air. Fog is formed when there is a temperature difference between ground and air. A large portion of air containing dust particles gets cooled below its dew point. The moisture from the air condenses on the surface of these particles, which form fine droplets, which are colloid particles, and floats in air as fog or mist. In this way, today we can discuss the points such as number one will be what is inhibitors? Inhibitors are substances which can decrease rate of chemical reaction. For example, decomposition of hydrogen peroxide. Second one, oxidation of chloroform to form a carbonyl chloride. This formation of carbonyl chloride can be decreased by addition of 2% ethanol. Here ethanol acts as inhibitor. Next one, adsorption theory of heterogeneous catalysis. It can give 5 steps. Number 1 will be a diffusion. Second one, adsorption. Third one, formation of intermediate. Fourth one, formation of product. And fifth one will be a desorption. Next point, important features of the catalyst. What is means by catalytic activity? It depends upon strength of chemisorption. Always here the adsorption of reactant molecule on the surface, bond formed between adsorbate and adsorbent should not be strong. D-block metals such as iron, vanadium, chromium are strongly active than oxygen, ethylene, acetylene, carbon monoxide, hydrogen, carbon dioxide, nitrogen. Manganese and copper are unable to adsorb nitrogen and CO2. The metals magnesium, lithium adsorb oxygen. Next one will be catalytic selectivity. That means here the gaseous ethylene and oxygen react to produce two different product with different catalysis. Into the first, we can use catalyst palladium. Oxidation of ethylene gives acetaldehyde. Into second chemical reaction, here silver act as a catalyst in presence of alumina. It can form ethylene oxide. Second example will be the gaseous carbon monoxide and hydrogen produce different products. Into the first, nickel used as a catalyst. Hydrogenation of carbon monoxide form methane. Into second chemical reaction, copper act as a catalyst form methyl alcohol. Third one, shape selectivity catalysis by zeolites. Zeolites are nothing but alumina silicates with a three-dimensional network of silicates. Some silicon atoms can be replaced by aluminium, so it can form a framework like aluminium dash oxygen dash silicon. The reactions of zeolites always depends upon size and shape of reactant and also depends on pores and cavities of zeolites. Petroleum industry zeolite catalyst like ZSM-S converts alcohol directly to gasoline by dehydration, which gives mixture of hydrocarbons. Next one is a colloids. This is very important. Colloids are heterogeneous mixture. The component of colloid present in large proportion, that is called a dispersion medium. Another components are called dispersed phase. Difference between solution and colloids. Some other examples of colloids. Number 1, blue, color of the sky. Second one, blood. Third one will be soil. Fourth one will be fog, mist, and rain. Thank you.